Kulmbacher Echo 28.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Blues Reviews. This is a beer from the Kulmbacher Brewery, which is based in Franconia, which is a region of Bavaria. And I have to say, I bought this, and I don't know how it happened, I bought this thinking it was an Eisbock, but it's not. Apparently it's a very, very strong Dopplebock. Now, Icebocks and Dopplebocks, they are connected, but Icebocks obviously go through a different brewing process where some of the water is removed from the brew to give it an exceptionally strong beer with strong flavours and also high alcohol as well. But this is, from what I can work out from the description, it is a very strong Dopplebock. Now, as I just said, there is a connection between the two beers, but I've tried Dopplebocks and Icebocks from the Kulmbacher Brewery, and they've been pretty good actually. I have to say, Kulmbacher are a pretty decent brewer. And this Echo 28 or Echo range, they do a Pilsner. They do an Echo Pilsner as well, and I think it might be on the channel, but it's a separate range if you like. So it would be the equivalent of, I don't know, Green King doing, what would they do? They do their own beer, the Abbott Reserve, Abbott Ale, etc. But then they'd also do the Speckled Hen, the Crafty Hen, etc. I know it's a poor example, and the fucking beer definitely doesn't compare. Kulmbacher really do know what they're talking about and what they're doing when it comes to brewing beer. And they're from Franconia. And believe me, if there's anywhere where the competition is tough in the world to be a brewer, it is Franconia. I think, and it's only quite a small region, there is, I think, 200 brewers in that region. So if you're crap, you're going to go out of business, basically. And this lot have been going for quite a long time. I don't really want to go into the history of it because I've reviewed quite a lot of Kulmbacher beers. I think the Mernschhoff stuff is Kulmbacher as well. So there's a lot of stuff on the channel if you want to read about the Kulmbacher Brewery. But needless to say, it's one of the bigger breweries in Bavaria. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's certainly up there. It's a pretty good one. And this is it's like a Doppelbock on steroids. It's 11%, and I'll get onto that in the next section, but they class this as one of the strongest beers in the world. I've tasted stronger. Some of the Belgian stuff, the quadruples, have been 12%, etc. That Swiss beer, the Samichlaus, excuse me, the Swiss beer, the Samichlaus is 13%. And then you've got fucking knobheads like Brewdog brewing beer that's like 60% and all that. Fuck off. Seriously, I've said it before, I'm not going to sound like a broken record, but if you're brewing beer simply for the plaudits of having the strongest beer, you're not going to give a fuck about flavour, brewing techniques. All you're interested in is just pouring as much alcohol or getting enough alcohol into that beer to be the record holder. And to be honest, I bet it tastes like a bag of shit. And I won't drink it, I won't review it. There's no point, because I know it's just going to be a rant, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? On this channel, I'd rather look up beers that look good on paper, or if you request them as well. Now, don't fucking request that 60% beer because you ain't getting it. But I would rather spend my money on beers that I think I'm going to enjoy. Believe me, I get no pleasure pouring beer down the sink. It's a fucking pointless exercise. You're literally pouring money down the sink. So, and I don't get beer for free. I know I keep going on about it. I don't want beer for free because people might think that my reviews are biased. I mean, with my massive 500 subscriber base, I don't think that's going to be forthcoming. By the way, thanks everyone for subscribing. Really appreciate that. I really do appreciate you watching these videos. This is basically therapy for me. So, welcome to my therapy session. Well, there you go. Let's get on to the beer. Right, this is a 330ml bottle. It is 11%. It is fucking strong. The ingredients are water, barley malt, hops, hop extract and yeast that conforms to the Reinheitsgebot. Reinheitsgebot doesn't mean nothing. It says it on here as well. Bayerischen Reinheitsgebot. Diese Bayerische Spezialität blickt zurück. I'm learning German actually. I've actually got an app on my phone. I'm trying to learn it. And I'm probably butchering it at the moment, so I'm going to stop. But it's got them there quality since 1872. That's when Kulmbacher have been going. Does it even mention Kulmbacher? Oh, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah. And it's from Kulmbach in Bavaria, which is in Franconia. So there you go. Now, I'm going to be pouring it into one of these glasses. Now, this is a Watney's Scotch Ale. Now, Scotch Ale, I'll just quickly diverge here. Scotch Ale is a very strong ale. It's like a barley wine. This is what certain Doppelbocks taste like, and certainly the Icebock tastes like. It's in that region. I think that's called a wee heavy in Scotland. But they use these glasses, and on the website, or the Kulmbacher website, or the Eku website, that they've got some sort of, it looks like a brandy glass. So this is the nearest thing I've got, and it's pretty fitting anyway. It's like a sort of a tulip glass. So there you go. Quick look at the label. There you go. Get my boat race out of the autofocus. And it still doesn't want to fucking do its job. Come on, or you're going into landfill. There you go. And there's the bump from the back as well. Right, let's get it home. Let's see what's going on with it. I've just tried the Elgoods mild. One of the best miles I've ever tasted. It was fantastic. They got a 10 out of 10. So hopefully this will be a good one, and it'll be a day of good beer, because you get them. You get days where every beer you try is just fantastic, and you get other beers where every one of them ends up going down the sink. And believe me, I'd rather have the former rather than the latter. Right, now that's different from most Doppelbocks that I've tried. Normally they're a bit darker than that. Or are they? Yeah, they're a little touch darker. They're more of a chestnut brown, ruby colour. This is an amber. This is a dark amber colour. And I can sort of smell it from here. Look, the head is dissipating. That's going to go. Say bye-bye to the head. 11%. That's just going to absorb all the carbon dioxide that's in here. Yeah, that does smell like a Dopplebock stroke Icebock. The aroma isn't big though. Normally the aromas are huge. Not that big on this one. There is malt, I will say that, and a lot of fruit. It's like a sort of a forest fruit style aroma to it. Now on the website, I don't really like doing this, but on the website it did say it's got like a sherry quality to it, but it has got that sort of sweet aroma, like sweet sherry has got, which is a very fruity, dark fruit type aroma, hence what I'm getting here. And it does remind me of the Icebock. The Icebock that they do has got very similar aromas, albeit not as toned down as that. There it is. There is absolutely no head on that whatsoever. So, wish me luck. I don't know how this can go. This could be a good one. This could be a bad one. Prost, as they say in Germany. Ooh. Sweet, Very sweet. But not bad. I see where they're coming from with the sherry flavour. It has got that, dare I say it, wine-ish. But it's very warming as it's going down. So it has got that. It's really sweet though. And on export beer, and I can't confirm this because it's not in the ingredients, on export beer, certainly out of Bavaria, they are allowed to add sugar to the beer. So there's your Reinheitsgebot gone straight out the window. So as I said, I used to hold that in great regard till I read up a little bit about it, and now I just realise that it's just marketing. I'm convinced there's sugar in that. It's that sweet. And it's just sweet malt. That is all it is. It's not bad, but there is better out there. And I'm not sure whether this Echo 28 is like a budget brand. And I'm wondering why they've done it actually. I don't know whether they bought this and bought the name. Well, they must have done. Same with Mernshoff as well, because that's what they did. But they're still brewing it. And I do wonder why. Because the Kulmbacher Eisbock is nice. And the Dopplebock is nice as well. So I don't really see a place for this in their range of beers. I mean, some people may like it because it is exceptionally sweet. Some people may interpret that as a sort of a syrupy type flavour. I'm not sure about this. I think, well, I don't know what they've done with this. It's not a Doppelbock. It's not an Eisbock. It's somewhere in between. A stark beer. That's what they call it. Strong beer. That's all that means. But I'm struggling. It just tastes like they put some brewing sugar in that. It's just, to my taste anyway, it's just a bit too sweet. And I love Doppelbocks, and I do like Eisbocks, but this, it doesn't really fall into either category, and I'm not impressed, to be honest. So what's the verdict on Echo 28? Disappointing. For some reason I got it in my head that it was an Eisbock and Kulmbacher were doing another Eisbock, which would have made sense because Eisbock originates in Franconia. Why they would do two, I don't know, but I just think it's a little bit too sweet for my liking. But I'll tell you something, I can feel that alcohol. That's gone straight to my head, and I haven't had much to eat today, and work is finished for the day, and yeah, I can feel that going right to my head. So this is a bit heavy duty, certainly not one to be quaffed like a lager. All round, I would say this is a bit disappointing in my opinion, and again, it goes to show that even though Bavaria has got a fantastic reputation, it occasionally turns out some not so good beer. I am going to give this, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, and I'm not going to recommend this particular one, but don't let that put you off Kulmbacher. They do some fantastic beer. Their own brand Eisbock is absolutely amazing. Their Doppelbock is good as well. The Mernshoff stuff is really good. So, and they do some others. Is it Kapuziner? I think they do that as well. That's their wheat beer range. They're not bad either. Not the best, but they're solid. But this, I think, has let the side down a bit, and I have to say I'm not impressed. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. And I can't really give it any more. It's not doing anything for me. I think they've put sugar into it. They've made it a little bit too sweet for my palate. It's a little bit sickly. And yeah, not for me. So there you go. 5 out of 10. I'm not going to recommend it, but I will recommend the other stuff this lot do. But that stuff, you know, if you've got a sweet tooth, you might like it, but not for me. So 5 out of 10, not recommended. And remember, I'm drinking this shit, so you don't have to.